Hi. So I'm just out this morning sitting on my paddleboard, and I just want to talk about something disturbing. And I just want to share my thoughts because sometimes I sit back in silence, but I just really need to speak out on this. And it's about all the shootings, all the mass shootings, all the school shootings, all the sort of attacks, in a downtown area, whatever. People think it's terrorism. So I just want to talk about psychoactive medication. I want to talk about benzodiazepines, which is an anxiety medication, and all the medications that go into the anti-anxiety medication world, and also all the Zoloft's and Prozacs, and all the medications that go into the anti-depression world and antipsychotic. So you can lump all of those in together. So when you look at it, I just don't think that people are thinking about this correctly, right? When you look at the shootings, all these mass accidents and shootings, you're saying, like, how could a person do this? What is happening? And the truth is, all of these people either have psychoactive drugs, they have these medications, antidepressants, antipsychotics, or anti-anxiety medications in their system, right? They're being treated and they're in their system, or they have just recently or are being weaned off of them. Okay, so that is significant. And the problem is that most people are thinking these people needed to be treated, they needed to be on those medications. Therefore, in order to stop the problem, we need to get more people on these medications so that no shootings happen. What people are missing and what they don't understand, it's like nobody sees it. They're not waking up to the reality of what's happening. It is the medications and the withdrawal from these medications that are causing the shootings. Okay? I truly believe that with 100% certainty, that the medications and the side effects from these medications, which range from suicidal ideation to uncontrollable rage to psychosis to all these brutal side effects, are the things that are actually causing the shootings. The people who are under the influence of these drugs, who have been given to them by health professionals, are causing them harm, and they're causing society harm. Okay? And or if they're being weaned off them, the withdrawal and the side effects are so brutal that these side effects are actually causing people to go crazy and do these things. So these drugs are evil. They're pure evil. They're a crime against humanity, in my opinion, and they are responsible for what's happening. Okay? But nobody is waking up to that fact. Nobody is seeing that fact because they're just seeing, oh my God, these people have mental problems. And of course there was medication in their system. They needed to be on that medication. Or, oh my gosh, they had just come off their medication. Well, that's why they did it. They needed to be on that medication. But nobody is considering the side effects of the withdrawal and the actual side effect of the medication. And you can't unless you've been there, unless you've been on them, unless you know, unless you've come off them. And so when the doctors are telling people, and the healthcare professionals and people that we trust are telling people that these people need these medications and these medications are stopping people from doing these things, we believe them, we buy into it. But it's backwards. And the more people that get on these medications, the more things like this are going to happen. The more suicides, the more mass shootings, the more violent, aggressive acts and behaviors. These things are happening because of the medication. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it, okay? And until the pharmaceutical industry takes responsibility and shows the studies and the side effects and all the deaths and all the destruction that are coming from these medications, people are just going to buy that these people have mental health problems. I'm not saying that these people weren't depressed or they didn't have problems, but they certainly weren't going to pull out a gun and shoot an entire, whatever, from rage, without these medications in their system. This is what these medications are doing. This is going to be an unpopular opinion, and I'm going to get slammed with it, but all I can say is unless you've been on them and unless you've come off them, you can't comment, you can't judge, you won't know. You won't know the truth. The truth is being kept from you, and it's a shame because it's a crime against humanity. And until we get this sorted out in this world, until people stop seeing, they think that the cause is actually from not being on the medications and from the mental problems that people are having. And until we reverse it, until we actually see that it's the medications causing this, our world is in for a world of pain. This is just, it's so wrong on every level, and nobody's waking up to the fact. But people are going to start waking up, because there are so many people maimed, killed, and injured because of these drugs that at some point people are going to realize that the earth is round, not flat as it's currently being told in the story of these pharmaceutical drugs. So anyways, I don't like to rant. I don't like to do these rants. But in light of a recent shooting, I just feel it necessary to speak out and say, if you're thinking of putting your child who may be distracted or not good in school or hyperactive or depressed or worried about what other people think or going through emotional, heartache or whatever it is, if you're thinking about putting this child on medication for whatever reason, please, I urge you, do not do it. This is where the problems begin, when the medication enters. You think you have problems now? Just wait. Just wait until you get on the medication. That's all I have to say. I urge you to think twice. I urge you to handle the problems, emotional problems, at an emotional level with therapy, talking, journaling, love, everything that it takes to cure an emotional problem. I urge you to go ahead and do that. Do not try to cure emotional problems with drugs, because the drugs are destruction. They're poison. They're poisoning people's brains, minds, cells, nervous systems, and it truly is a crime against humanity, and more people need to speak out on this topic, and the truth needs to be known. So I hope the truth does get out there, but for those of you who still have a chance, who are not taking the medication, who haven't yet put your children on the medication to solve an emotional problem, I urge you to stop. And if you are on the medication, I urge you not to go off cold turkey. I urge you to do your research, how to come off slowly. It's an incredibly grueling process with so many side effects and so many harmful problems, and I urge you to research that. But these drugs all around are destroying humanity, so I truly hope the truth is known one day.